Community colleges, transfer guarantee to historically Black colleges and universities. And I am your presenter for today, Diane Crosley Mears. Welcome. So glad to have you. And we'll start at this time. The agenda for today will be historically Black colleges and universities, background and history, HBCU facts, why students should consider an HBCU as a transfer option, some well-known alumni, HBCU transfer admissions, guarantee, agreement, and advantages, HBCU California Community College partners, some next steps. The cost, of course, of attending an HBCU partner is important, how to apply for free, and how to learn more about HBCUs. And then there will be an opportunity for you also to ask any questions that you may have. Excuse me. So the history of HBCUs is essentially that the first historically Black college was established prior to the Civil War. Cheyney University of Pennsylvania was established in 1837. Lincoln University, also in Pennsylvania, was established in 1854. And then there was Wilberforce University in Ohio, which was established in 1856. However, most HBCUs were established after the American Civil War. By 1902, 85 HBCUs had been established. Currently, there are 105 historically Black colleges and universities located mainly in the South and on the Southeast coast. HBCUs were established because African Americans were denied admissions to universities that were established at that time. Some HBCU facts. How many African Americans are HBCU graduates? 22% of bachelor degree holders, 40% of members of Congress, 12.5% of CEOs, 40% of engineers, 50% of professors at non-HBCU institutions, 50% of lawyers, and 80% of judges. I think that gives us a good representation of just how well HBCU graduates are doing. HBCUs are doing a better job of graduating low-income Black students than PWIs, which are public white institutions. 37.8% at HBCUs and 32% at PWIs. About 55% of Black HBCU graduates say that they strongly agreed that their HBCU prepared them well for life outside of college, compared to less than 30% of non-HBCU Black graduates. While 20% of Black graduates who did not attend an HBCU said they were thriving in financial well-being, 51% of Black HBCU graduates reported doing so. Black graduates from HBCUs are more likely to have a mentor who encouraged their goals and a professor who cared about them as a person. Alumni are more likely to have a job or an internship where they apply what they've learned. How nice is it to get to have an internship where you actually get to do what it is you'd like to do or what you believe you may like to do? HBCUs offering engineering graduate African Americans at a rate of 62% to 94%, while PWIs graduate African American engineering majors at a rate of 4% to 8%. Let's take a look at what PBS had to say about Black graduates in the medical field. Let me just let you know that in the beginning, there's just a short announcement picture that you are going to have to view in order to get to our Black doctor section. Hold on.
On American Experience.
Marian Anderson challenged people's ideas of what the souls of Black folk looked and sounded like.
She is willing to show up because she is not going to accept racial oppression.
She became the face of a movement. That was something she could never step back from. Voice of Freedom on American Experience.
Please turn up your volume. It's a little low here.
Are you able to turn yours up?
No.
Hmm.
TJ, can you do anything with the volume?
No, I have it turned up as much as I can. If we want to hit that CC button that's right there, it'll give closed captioning, and then they'll be able to see what they're saying for the hard of hearing as well.
All right. We can't hear anything, so I think
Oh, no?
Yeah, now it just went
Nothing.
away. Yeah.
nothing.
Okay.
I could hear him, but I can't hear this anymore.
All right. So this is Xavier University.
So, okay, so
And the students
Diane,
are sharing with you, although you cannot hear it, they're sharing their experiences in medical school. And the commentator is saying essentially that Xavier graduates more African-American doctors than any other school, including the elite universities in the US. And the reason that's so is because instead of going to a medical school and competing against the rest of the students in the program, the students work to encourage one another. So it's not look to your left, look to your right. Somebody's not going to be here. They're going to flunk out. Instead, it's look to your left, look to your right. We expect you to help one another to do the work, to learn the work, and to graduate together from this program. The genesis of all of this is that the students are working together along with their professors to ensure their success. We are going to, since you can't hear it, we're going to move on to the rest of the presentation.
and I will put my email in the chat, and if you cannot find the video, we can send you a link to it. But if you Google Xavier pre-medical program, it should come up. But if it doesn't, I'll have my name in the chat and you can just email me and I'll send that to you.
Thank you, Dr. McCord. We're going to leave this section currently and move on. Well, but she's still talking, but you all cannot hear that. Is that correct?
You should turn it off.
Let's see if we can get back.
There we go.
All right, thank you. All right. So why should you consider an HBCU as an option for your college education? Here are the reasons. There is low teacher to student ratio. Most classes are taught by professors, not teaching assistants, which will say that you'll get to know your professor and they will get to know you as well. You will not be merely a number. Long-term income earnings are higher for students who attend HBCUs. Memorable social experiences such as Battle of the Band, step shows, and homecoming. Competitive tuition costs. Longer application periods. I understand that sometimes even up to June, people are still being accepted. Graduate school opportunities and employment opportunities are also available. Who are some well-known HBCU alumni? When you look at the list, you'll see Martin Luther King, you'll see Kamala Harris, who is our current vice president, Spike Lee, Taraji Henderson, Oprah Winfrey, Common, and others. Over 50% of the 219 Congressional Black Caucus members are HBCU graduates. Partner schools represented include Central State University, Clark Atlanta, Fisk, North Carolina Central, Texas Southern, Tougaloo, Tuskegee, and Wiley College. Guaranteed admissions for any California community college student who completes one of the following: a transfer level associate degree awarded by a California community college with a minimum cumulative grade point average of 2.5 or higher. Or you can transfer with a minimum of 30 transferable semester units with a minimum grade point average of 2.5 or higher. In addition to the acceptance of transferable units, students receive pre-transfer advisement, so you're sure that the classes that you're taking are the ones you should be taking to prepare you for transfer. Priority consideration for campus housing, priority consideration for scholarships for students with a, listen to this, a 3.2 GPA or higher. And that's based on available funding. So once the funds are gone, they're gone until the next funding cycle. You want to apply early. The HBCUs began with 9 in 2015. Now there are 39 California Community College HBCU partners. As you can see, the list runs from Alabama State University to Xavier University of Louisiana. These are some of the students. This one is a picture of the students at Tuskegee, which is a private school. And it says that Tuskegee produces 75% of African-American veterinarians. Then here's Talladega. That's in Alabama. It is also a private school. And I'm trying to get to the fact underneath there. But since I can't see it, we're going to go on to Southern in New Orleans, which is a public university. I'm gonna see, okay. Since the campus's recovery from Hurricane Katrina, the Suno campus has had 8 new buildings constructed and are now open for use. So Katrina was something that really did hinder our campuses. However, they are all back pretty much online and working well. Some are having classes on campus, particularly if the classes involve a laboratory section. And then many are also still online, but you will find out more. If you'll let us know which college you're interested in, we can give you information specific to that college. Edward Waters is also a private school. The fact about Edward Waters that makes it unique is it's distinctively Florida's oldest independent institution of higher learning, as well as the state's first institution established for the education of African Americans. And then there's Florida Memorial University. It too is private. Their fact is Barrington Levy, an FMU alum, was the first Black person and the youngest pilot to fly around the world in 2007. Here's Texas Southern University, which is public also. TSU is a leading producer of college degrees to African Americans and Hispanics in Texas and ranks 4th in the United States in doctoral and professional degrees conferred to African Americans. And then we have Central State University. It too is public. In the fall of 2019, a new campus residence hall expanded to include a 250-bed apartment-style residential hall and a 10,000 square foot wellness center. One of the things you should note is that when you travel to the South, the prices go down because the cost of living goes down. I heard recently that someone had an apartment and the rent per month was about $500 approximately. Imagine that in California. All right, then there's West Virginia State University, the first of 6 HBCUs authorized by the Civil Aeronautics Authority to establish an aviation program. There's Claflin University, which is private in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Claflin shares the same founder of Boston University and other student semesters long exchange program at no additional cost. There's Bennett College, which is a private women's school in Greensboro, North Carolina. Bennett has a new state-of-the-art TV and photography studio that will enable Bennett's Bellies to remain on the cutting edge of media production. And then we have Bowie State. Let's see if I can go back to that. Bowie State, which is also public and it's in Maryland. Bowie State's cybersecurity programs are recognized by the National Security Agency and the Department of Homeland Security as models of excellence. Tennessee State, notable alumni include 1960 Olympic sprint champion Wilma Rudolph, cell phone microchip inventor Jesse Russell, and of course, media mogul Oprah Winfrey. And then we have Mississippi Valley State University. Mississippi Valley's fact is that they graduate more educators than any other university in the state. Just a little data that may be of interest. For the schools that students transfer to most, we see Clark Atlanta, 30%, Texas Southern, 29%. And then we also have Tuskegee at 20% and Grambling State University at 18%. We see that from 2017 to 2018, the numbers went up for those students transferring to HBCUs. Here are some costs that might be important to you. I'm going to try to see if I can move this ribbon over. There it is. California colleges and universities. For CSUs, the fees and tuition, the average cost to attend a CSU was $7,350. With housing, food, and other expenses, it was $26,505. The fees and tuitions, the average cost to attend one of the HBCU partner schools was $13,500. Do you see the difference? The University of California's fees and tuitions, the average cost to attend a UC was $13,900. With housing, food, and other expenses, $35,300. Again, the average cost to attend one of our HBCU partner institutions, $13,500. The cost to attend a private university in California, the average was $43,000. Something to know when you're thinking about dollars and cents. Private partner HBCUs, the cost is the same for all students, no matter the student's state of residency. Public or state supported HBCU institutions, fees and tuitions generally is increased for out-of-state residents, but we have a number of HBCUs that charge in-state fees, just like you live there. The following HBCU state schools offer in-state tuition and fees to California Community College transfer students, just for us. So there's Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, Lincoln University of Missouri, Grambling State, Louisiana, Alcorn, Harris-Stowe, Mississippi Valley, Southern University in New Orleans, and Southern University in Louisiana. The fees and tuition, again, the average cost to attend these partner schools is $9,000. You do the comparison. Students can apply to most of our HBCU partner schools for free using a single application. Qualify with 30 or more transferable units and a 2.5 GPA, you will meet the minimum for transfer. We encourage you to meet with a counselor or a transfer director at your community college for a transfer review and to obtain the verification code. Your counselors are the holder of that code, which will enable you to utilize this Common Black College application. I was trying to, here it is, to open that. Let's see if we can, and complete the online application for participating partner HBCUs for free. But again, that's with the code. Let's see if we can take a look at that. It is loading. All right, so this is what you'll see when you get to that site. Typically, we have a
We can't
lot.
see it.
You can't see it?
No.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to move on from here. We're going to close that down. And what you want to know about the Common Black College app is that your counselor has access for you, and it can be free with the code. If the HBCU of interest that you're interested in is not listed, go directly to the school's website to apply for transfers. The HBCU partner schools that are not members of the Common Black College application are Arkansas Baptist College, Claflin, Fisk, Lincoln, North Carolina, Tennessee State, Texas Southern, West Virginia, and Xavier of Louisiana. What we encourage you to do is to meet with your counselor, make an appointment. You actually want to meet with your counselor every single semester to ensure that you're taking the classes you need to take that are transferable. We'd like for you to attend fall transfer fairs. Now, we're saying at your community college, but we know that right now we're doing things virtually. Attend the annual CCC, the HBCU Fall Caravan at your community college near you. Again, these things are all being done virtually currently. This, Black College Expo, again, is virtually and via the internet. And I would encourage you to take this website down, www.thecollegeexpo.org. In there are the lists of all of the dates at which they'll be doing college expos virtually. You don't want to miss out on the information. Today, we want to say thank you for attending our workshop. And we'd like to know if you have any questions. We're anxious to hear your questions and ready to answer them. Are there any questions?
There's a question in the chat.
Okay. The question is,
If you could, yep, there we go. Yes, please use the Q&A function to ask all questions, please. Thank you.
There is also the UCAN annual HBCU College Fair in September. And so Ms. Evans wanted to remind us of that.
absolutely.
Yeah. And many of the things this year, as was stated, they're virtual, but they are ongoing. Our colleges that are partner schools are accepting students. It varies from school to school, whether students are on campus or partially on campus and partially off of campus. So if you're interested in any of the schools, it is still a good time to pursue it. If you're looking for funding for schools, sooner is always better than later.
Absolutely.
Because funding does run out, scholarship money and also funds that are available through the departments. Our organization, the California Community College Transfer Guarantee to HBCU, we are offering webinars this spring rather, and we cover things such as funding your HBCU education, transferring to an HBCU with family, how to do your personal statement, and many other workshops. And so if you would like, you can sign up for our listserv and we can make sure that you receive information regarding any of the additional upcoming events. Can you, just by show of hands, can you let us know how many students are that are on the webinar today, if you are high school, or how many are already in college? Can we get a show of hands? Okay, I don't see any, so it's hard for me to tell.
Looks
In the
like
chat.
we raised 3 hands, but if people want to answer in the Q&A, you could just write college or high
you can
school in there,
answer.
and that'd be great too.
Okay, so there are 39 partner schools. The question is, what are the partnering HBCUs that are affiliated with the California Community College Schools? My daughter is a junior in high school. Great question and great time to explore that. So we have 39 partner schools. Ms. Crosby Mayers went over some of the schools that are partners. If you would like a list of the schools, my email is in the chat and I can send you some information that will give you all of the schools. But Dillard, Xavier, Hampton, Bowie, Lincoln,
So on
5
the
schools in
screen
Alabama.
now, so that Dr. McCord doesn't have to try to recall all 39 of them. If you can see the screen currently,
We can't, we only see the last one on the price, on the cost
oh,
of
it
attending.
didn't go
So
back.
none of
Okay.
the others have showed up.
Okay. Would you like me to read them off?
We don't, we can just,
Because I can
if you
see
could
them.
go to that screen that lists all of them, that
I'm
would
on the
be-
screen, but unfortunately
But-
you aren't able to see it.
But
apparently.
there should be a reason why, so.
see.
If you want to just go ahead and just stop sharing real quick, Diane, and then reshare, it should hopefully populate.
Okay, thank you.
Can you all see it?
Yes, now we can see it.
Okay, great. Thank you,
So-
TJ. So what you see is there's Alabama State, in Alabama and in Mississippi. There's Arkansas, Baptist, Benedict, Bethune-Cookman, Bennett, Bowie State, Claflin, Clark Atlanta, Central State, Dillard University, Edward Waters, Fisk, Florida Memorial, Fort Valley State in Georgia, Grambling State in Louisiana, Hampton in Virginia, Harris Stowe, Houston Tillotson, Kentucky, Lane, Lincoln in Missouri and Lincoln in Pennsylvania, Mississippi Valley, North Carolina Central, Shaw, Philander Smith, Southern University and A&M College, Southern University at New Orleans, Stillman, Talladega, Tennessee State in Tennessee, Texas Southern, Tougaloo in Mississippi, Tuskegee, Virginia State, West Virginia State, Wiley College, and Xavier University of Louisiana. These are all of the partner schools. And we sort of, can you all see this?
Yes.
This was a part of the presentation too, where you got to see a little bit of the campuses as well, and the students that attend those schools. And we went through some of the fast facts that each college wants you to know about themselves.
So it looks like the majority of students are high school students. And so that are responding. And basically, if a high school student goes to a California community college and you complete a minimum of 30 transferable units that would transfer to the UC or CSU, you're guaranteed admission into one of our 39 partner schools. And so it is a transfer guarantee, which means that if you meet the minimum requirements, you will be able to attend the school. When looking at a school to attend, which is another workshop that we offer, there are many things to consider, but one of the primary things is, does the school offer your major? Some people fall in love with a particular area or a particular school, but it may not be the best school for them to attend based upon their major and based upon their interests. So
True.
You also may want to consider schools where you may have family that's not far, so that if you can't make it home for a holiday or something, you have family that you can go visit. So there are multiple things to consider. And again, I invite all of you to attend some of our webinars, which can help you to narrow things down and also to provide you with additional information about making a good choice of attending an HBCU.
And one of the other things you want to keep in mind, because it is an HBCU, you get a family when you get to where you are. You have people who are invested in your success. You are no longer merely a number. You are known and supported and encouraged.
All right, any additional questions?
The booths I see will be open for students to attend until May 30th. That's good to know.
All right, well, we will be at a booth both this afternoon and tomorrow and Saturday, I believe. And so if you have friends or know other people who may be able to benefit from this wonderful opportunity to attend an HBCU from a California community college under the transfer guarantee, please do not hesitate to let them know about these events.
All right.
Just checking
Thank you very
on
much.
additional questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's certainly been our pleasure to be with you today. And as Dr. McCord is looking for additional questions, if there are none, then we will be closing for today.